some reports moving and departing on the Pacific Coast Highway in Alameda, throughout Wilmington, not far from the refineries there, but no one impact to those facilities. The Port of Los Angeles is already taking a severe beating from the upstream water. Of course, Los Angeles River dumps into the coast in that area. So the water is rising. In some cases, we've even had some of the boats in the harbor flooded. But right now, the good news, no loss of life, no severe injury. And we are asking people only to call 911 to report a life-threatening emergency. There's no need to call 911 to report simple flooding. But if you see someone in peril, someone that needs rescuing, or there's need for immediate response, police officers, paramedics, or firefighters, please call 911 immediately.
Brian Humphrey joining us on the telephone from the LA City Fire Department. Brian, we hope that you will stay with us. I wonder, do we have Michelle Geely on the telephone? Okay, we don't have Michelle Geely, but our Michelle Geely is in Seal Beach. She was telling us just a little while ago, Dave, that the police officers were on the street there going with their megaphones, issuing everybody off the streets, and it sounds like, according to LA City Fire, that people are now heeding the warning and getting the word that a tornado it could occur at any moment there in that area.
It looks like this storm system is breaking up ever so slightly. It doesn't have the same kind of structure as it was when it was offshore. It is pushing up to the north right now, still very severe in nature. We are still under the influence of that tornado warning for just a few more minutes still. As this pushes up to the north, we're talking about Yorba Linda, Pomona, Ontario, San Antonio Heights. In the sites of this particular system, you can see a lot of the action up to the north. I keep having to step off because I've got to work the computer a little bit to give you a view of some of the severe weather. I'm going to zoom down to the south right now. We'll take a look at Santa Ana again. This really long line of lightning all the way from Villa Park, Orange, City of Orange, and down into Santa Ana as well. Again, that was that big little finger that was down to the south and pushing onshore right now. So all the way from the north down to the south, right offshore. Again, this is where we're seeing the lightning, the possibility of hail. Once again, tornado warning in effect right now. You've got just another about 20 minutes left on the original warning. We'll see if it continues. We've had reports of winds as high as 60 miles an hour right now associated with this particular system. In fact, I'm going to put on the wind gauge right now to see if we can't get a look at what we're dealing with right around here. So Costa Mesa in at about 17, 15 mile an hour sustained winds through this particular stretch right now. And again, watching this system push up to the north, moving at a very quick clip right now. As I said, 35 miles an hour up to the northeast, but you can sort of see, in fact, I'll zoom out so you can sort of see how it's not quite as tightly wound up. And Dave, we were talking about the character of a tornado. It's this rotating updraft of energy right now, and it is that clashing of warm air and cold air, and you can see that it is turning more into an area of low pressure pushing through more of that storm complex as opposed to a tornado right now. Again, the tornado warning is still in effect and not picking up much more from the chat with the National Weather Service.
And Josh, as we continue to look at the Doppler here and you say it is kind of loosening up a little bit, is that because it's come on shore now and the air behaves differently, the temperatures behave differently?
Well, certainly it's interacting with the land that it is coming in contact with, but it's not like a hurricane where it loses the energy. The energy of a hurricane comes from warm ocean water. This is a totally different process that happens when we have a tornado. That rotating updraft just moves through. In fact, there's not a whole lot of we know why these tornadoes fall apart as they do, but they make their trek up to the north. This one has pushed all the way from Catalina Island up towards the north over the past, I'd say, 45 minutes. We started looking at this particular storm cell, and now it's pushing onshore and moving very quickly up to the northeast right now.
And Josh, those times you have there, that's just when the biggest part of the storm is expected to hit those areas, well, 118 Yorba Linda?
That's when that blob is pushing up to the north right now. At about 118, we're looking at Yorba Linda, 136, and that was when we have it right here as it pushes up to North Anaheim, which looks, if I'm correct on the timing, we're right on the money as this thing pushes up north right now through Anaheim. It's about 112. I think we predicted about 115. It would be in that ballpark, and you can see the lightning associated with that system also right down to the south as well, through Santa Ana and Orange, Villa Park getting it right now. If you are watching us right now and you're first just catching this, a tornado warning, this is the time to get to an indoor spot, away from any windows. The concern, of course, winds that can blow out windows. There's lightning outside. If you're stuck outside, you know, the lesson is, of course, find some kind of low ground, a ditch. This is not the time to go out and do a looky-loo at what's happening out there. We've heard the reports from Michelle Geely, clearing off the jetties, clearing off the beaches right now, clearing off the streets. A tornado warning through the heart of Los Angeles, the most populated point of LA. And again, some of those misnomers where you think that a tornado can't happen in this populated area. It only happens in the plains of Kansas or Oklahoma, Tornado Alley, but that's just not true. A tornado can pop up really anywhere and push up as it is right now. Again, to the northeast at about 35 miles an hour. I'll zoom out again just to see if we can't get another view of timing on how this is going to push.
And Josh, it's probably likely that this will be extended because we've seen this warning extended twice already. It was supposed to end at 1 o'clock, and we thought this tornado warning would evaporate at 1:15, 1:30. Here we are at 1:13, and we still have the tornado warning.